Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, we're going to tell you all about the latest big name linked with a WWE return.
A controversial finish in the women's tag team title match on Raw.
Is Roman Reigns about to drop his belts?
And a top WWE star is getting his name back. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Braun Strowman.
Ooh.
That's who's been discussed about a potential WWE return. The Triple H era has been an era of many returns so far. We've seen all the greats, haven't we?
Many.
Top Dollar, of course, is my personal favourite of all this. But
I do kind of like Dexter Lumis now, by the way.
Yeah, I'm really glad he brought back Dakota Kai. There's been a lot of cool stuff.
Creepy bastard.
He's a crazy. He should be in jail, that man, for his crimes against the Miz.
Miz doesn't want to talk about it.
This Braun Strowman thing is a report from Fightful Select, and we should stress this shouldn't be taken as he's definitely coming back or it's been agreed or anything like that. But I'll just run you through the report here, noting that Braun is among the names who've been pitched for a potential return to WWE, but people of influence inside the company would neither confirm nor deny the rumors. So obviously he was let go in June 2021. I think a lot of us, well, yeah, one of the most surprising WWE releases, him and Bray Wyatt are probably the two most, and they were within like a month of each other, but he was let go something like a month after fighting for the Universal Championship. It was wild. It was in a pay-per-view main event one week and then the next. Rubbish. But yes, he's only wrestled like 8 matches since then. About half of them were, of course, for Control Your Narrative, which we've had our fun with in the past, of course. Previously, he had re-signed with WWE in 2019. It was a big money deal. It was 7 figures. It was multi-year. He basically, Braun was big timing in these. Big timing, that's not the word. That insinuates bad stuff. He understood his worth.
Yes.
In these negotiations, got himself a hell of a contract. But 2 years later, of course, he was released. Now, Fightful also notes that a bunch of people, talents, it's noted, just to differentiate between various levels of folk in wrestling, have said that Strowman's disparaging comments about indie wrestlers in the past might have rubbed them the wrong way. Though they aren't sure if he was being serious or just trying to generate some heat. He's had some pretty pointed things to say about wrestlers who don't work for WWE in the past, let's say. Now, again, Fightful stress here that this isn't confirmation that Strowman is definitely heading to WWE. I've made a hash of this one, but you get the point. But that there have been negotiations, but there have been specific pitches involving him. No word on what those pitches might have been.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, I'm not clamouring to see him back, but I also really enjoyed Braun Strowman when he was in WWE and having a bit of fun with it, basically. I don't need choo-choo Braun Strowman back, but then Vince isn't there, so I assume we wouldn't get that version.
Yeah. I mean, 2017, 18, that kind of era.
Yes.
He was great. Like, fun. They booked around his limitations. He was a catchphrase machine at that point.
Yes.
Get these hands, all that stuff. He's said some pretty strange things that have understandably rankled. Is that a word?
Yes,
yeah.
I think so.
A lot of people since then. I think like going in on independent wrestling is one of the lamest things you can do if you're involved in weirdness on any single level. But I mean, as a human, obviously hope he's doing well and all of that stuff, and maybe he is coming back.
I can't decide whether or not doing Control Your Narrative has helped or hindered him. I feel like hindered. Maybe.
It's tough to tell, isn't it? Because like Control Your Narrative was basically just a bunch of headlines on websites and news videos and stuff, right? The show's made no impact.
Was it Big? Not Big Farm.
Yeah, we're gonna put Big Chicken out of Big Seasoning or something like that. Well, what on earth? Take that, Nord.
I'll say this, I don't need Braun Strowman back certainly right now, because I feel like the role he would play within WWE is kind of being done by Karrion Kross right now, this terrifying big monster lurking in the shadows.
You could use him as like, I guess like a pin eater, kind of like someone needs to win to get some credibility. Beating Braun's kind of maybe to use for that. But yeah, we'll see where he's at. He's also a guy we should like maybe mention. Knee issues with this bloke, apparently.
Understandably.
As well. Yeah, because he's huge and massive and a former like powerlifter and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if that's going to factor into his performances. I haven't watched him wrestle since he left WWE, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, here we are.
He walked past me at WrestleCon and I thought, bloody hell, he's massive.
Yeah, he can pick you up and eat you like one of those turkey legs at Disneyland.
Or a turkey Twizzler. Shout out to Jamie Oliver.
Why would you shout out Jamie Oliver?
Right, let's talk about last night's Monday Night Raw, because new women's tag team champions were finally bloody crowned on last night's show. And rather surprisingly, it was Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah defeating Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Why do I always try and switch their names around?
Io Kai.
Io Kai and Dakota Sky. I think it even happened to Bayley on a promo, and she just said, "Shut up, idiots." Anyway, yes, but it was a rather controversial finish to that match. They did the old gimmick, basically, where Raquel Rodriguez is getting her head caved in, but Aaliyah popped up in her corner, did the old back slap tag. No one on the heel team saw it, and then Aaliyah comes in, rolls someone up. It was Dakota Kai in this case. 1, 2, 3. There you have it. New women's tag team champions. Except, as Dakota Kai was very quick to point out to her partner the moment the pinfall was called, Dakota Kai wasn't legal. The opposite, of course, of the Iconics at WrestleMania 35.
There you are.
So yes, there's been speculation subsequent to this as to whether this is going to be utilised into a storyline. What do you make of all this, Andy?
Yeah, I do think this was deliberate.
Yes.
I don't think, if it was a botch, I don't think Dakota Kai is immediately looking at Io Sky and with the camera on her going, "I wasn't legal." Like, I don't think that happens. Also, I think she'd kick out if it was a botch.
Exactly.
Like, she'd stop it from happening and they'd work to the actual finish. So, yeah, no, I think this was part of the plan. Do I think it's a good plan? No, I don't. We've seen so many of these banana skin kind of outcomes over the years that they've lost a lot of impact. I know that we do have, we've enjoyed the Triple H era so far, and he deserves a degree of patience. Absolutely, completely agree with you. But I think that the counter argument to all of this I've seen is, let it play out. They're going to put the belts back on Kai and Sky after. Well, that's not good booking. That's boring Vince stuff.
And it's hot potato in titles. They've already been hot potato quite a lot.
And haven't had proper champions in 3 months, and then this is the direction. If you're into that story, fair play. We all like different things. I go home and listen to the most obnoxious music of all time.
You listen to nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
My t-shirt. I relax listening to grindcore. You probably listen to Taylor Swift. That's fine. We like
new
different
album
things.
coming.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Taylor Swift's grindcore album is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think what they're going to do is they're going to get Clash of the Castle out of the way with the 6-woman, and then maybe they'll run it back on Raw, and maybe that's when Sasha Banks and Naomi come back. I just thought you didn't really need to do it like that. But like you say, after what happened with Punk and Mox this week, guys, just let it play out. Let it play out. And hey, AEW Dynamite, that's how you start a show without a bloody promo train. You just have a match to start it. What's your next story? Which one are we? Are we shilling for AEW or WWE today?
Let's shill for both. Let's shill for both. Okay. Roman Reigns is the greatest wrestler of all time.
Correct.
And we are the ones, and you are the fours. That's how low down you are. That's how high up Roman Reigns is.
The demoted bitch.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Vince, not Vince, he's gone. The Triple H paycheck, the shill money came through this morning, so I'm feeling good.
Money.
I can't even do this as like a joke. Roman Reigns, he might be dropping the belt soon.
Yeah.
Right? WrestleVotes reporting earlier this week, noting that for the first time in a while, WWE have at least bandied around the idea. They have discussed the idea of having Roman Reigns dethroned from his perch as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion of the Galaxy. Decision makers have apparently been intrigued by ideas pitched ahead of this Saturday's Clash at the Castle Premium Live events. Of course, he faces Drew there. Drew Galloway, Drew McIntyre, that's his name. Big Andrew, he's fighting him in his backyard.
Oh mate, I watched SmackDown and he's coming home.
Yeah, he's coming home
to Wales.
He's coming home to a country that is literally 2 countries away from where he's actually from.
In his backyard. No. No.
It's kind of like if you have a wrestler from Wyoming pitching Florida as a homecoming. Yeah. That's kind of the equivalent of this. But yes, here we are. Do you think it's going to be Drew or do you think it's going to be someone else? I'm not sure about this Drew thing anymore.
I don't think it should be, if I'm perfectly honest, but I think it may well be. That's my answer, because I think, like, the stars have aligned, as much as we joke about it, that it is going to be in his Britain, that it could well be happening.
On the same island.
Yes, exactly. But I don't think Drew should be the guy. Personally, I don't think he necessarily needs it or should get the rub of finally being... I know they're doing the big, 2-year celebration of Roman on SmackDown. Yeah. I think I could probably think of 5 people who would be a better suited person to be the one to dethrone Roman.
Top dollar.
I think it should happen at WrestleMania with the Royal Rumble winner,
Randy Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. It's really straightforward.
Pharaoh Rhodes.
But
well, that's a good trio to beat
I don't
Roman.
know what I'd be far more okay with it is if you took the WWE Championship off him, but I get it, it's really convoluted to be like, and that's why I'm challenging you for just one of your titles.
Yeah, I don't want them both.
Yeah, so who knows?
Both,
but then there's the whole carrying cross thing as well, so potentially you could easily see Roman losing, disappearing because he's so disillusioned all of a sudden, and you just transition into a title feud with Drew and Karrion Kross.
Did quite enjoy Drew going, hey, Karrion Kross, hourglasses don't go TikTok.
Good point.
It's quite, fair play. He's buried in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's his whole gimmick, Drew, come on.
Right, let's talk about someone who got their name back and their groove back. Well, maybe not actually, on Monday Night Raw. Matt Riddle. You may remember him as Riddle because Vince is an idiot.
That's the guy that was in the UFC, right?
Indeed. Matt Riddle got his name back seemingly officially on Monday Night Raw. It was initially thought maybe it's just a slip of the tongue from Corey Graves, but then I think across social media and everything else, here's Matt Riddle after they had a fight before the Raw kicked off, which I did quite like the weird sort of fan footage element of that. And then they kept him in separate rooms. It was very sort of John Jones, Daniel Cormier, if any MMA fans are out there.
Good.
And they have a back and forth, and Riddle says to Rollins, the only man in your house is Becky Lynch. But they were calling him Matt Riddle, so that's a great thing. I don't want to bury the lead here, Andy, but I do want to mention Rollins' comments when they went off air. You want to talk about my family? Let's talk about your family, said Rollins. Oh wait, you don't have one, because your wife divorced you, took your kids, and they don't want to see your bitch ass anymore. So whether or not he's got his first name back, R.I.P. Matt Riddle with that comment.
That boy has been cooked
heavily.
He's
got him!
Flambéed across the board. This segment I thought this was tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely great
like,
stuff.
Riddle's line, oh, Becky Lynch is the only man in your relationship or whatever. It's such a lame, insult to use in 2022. So Seth just killed him. It was great. But I'm glad people are starting to get their names back. I don't like the shortening process, especially when your surname is as weird as Riddle.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Riddle. I mean, I get he's a wacky guy or whatever, but yeah,
I did like him as well saying, where are you? Where are you? And I was like, you saw him, he's at Raw.
Is he like he's Delia Smith? Where are you?
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture.
Where is the 12th man?
Of course. David gives our first question of the day. David says, is Clash at the Castle going to be when Dominic turns heel? Or are they going to keep him babyface until his father retires? I don't know, man. Rhea Ripley grabbing his kendo stick last night. Oh my god.
It's been
him getting the Eddie Guerrero hair. His dad going, sorry, you suck, I'm tagging with Edge.
We've literally
it's gonna happen on Saturday. I can't believe I'm not going to be there for it. I'm so gutted. Do you think it's going to happen or not? Seriously?
No. It's never happening. It's like
out of his dad.
We've been teasing this. They've been teasing some kind of turn for Dominic literally since the eyeball match. It's like his entire main roster run has been a tease. It's never happening. And if it does happen, you're imagining it and we're living in a simulation.
Give it to me.
No,
give it to me.
It's every month they drop one tease. Or Dominic's like, oh, I don't know about that one, Dad. And then they just forget about it for like 3 weeks. I like it as a running joke.
They got me on the hook.
Oh, there you go.
I'm on for it.
I like it as a running joke, put it that way.
Yes.
But it's literally never happening. And if it does happen this weekend, it didn't actually happen in your team thing.
Should I grow my hair out like Dominic Mysterio?
What, like the
little mullet?
He's going for the
ginger mullet. Also, I saw a sign that said Sami Zayn is the redheaded stepchild of the bloodline. What's wrong with that?
And I saw another sign for Kurt Angle when he was making his entrance in the crowd that said it said something like "Welcome home, Kurt," spelled with a C in his hometown. So there you go.
How? Kurt Hawkins maybe in attendance? I don't know.
Face the facts.
Right.
Remember that? Kurt Hawkins.
I try not to.
He talked out of his bum, didn't he?
He did.
He did, yeah.
Mark Smith gives us our second question of the day. He said,
shouts to Brian Myers.
I may be tired as it's 2:20 a.m. But did Riddle just get introduced as Matt Riddle? Also, who should get their old gimmick back and who should keep Vince's changes?
Yeah.
Anyone who lost their first name.
Yeah, anyone who lost their first name.
Austin Theory is not a weird name.
Theory is a weird name.
Yeah.
Austin Theory is an E-Fed name.
And he can also be
his name.
He can be a git and still say, hey, I wrestled at WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. But then also say, Austin Theory's never lost at WrestleMania.
Boom, there you go.
Like, give him that, like...
The goal with that as well was so that people wouldn't be confused about him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's like, what? It was like that time, like last year, when there was reports that Vince thought that Elias looked too much like Macho Man.
Oh, yeah!
What the hell?
Yeah, there was that version on the 2K, wasn't it? And you were like, what the f***?
Not one person is looking at Elias and going, oh my, Randy Savage is back!
Corporate needs to work out the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture. Yeah. No.
Shouts to Pam. Who needs to go back? Pete Dunne. And if, you know, I'm not going to give anything away.
Like Butch.
I'm not going to give it, I'm amused by Butch. I'm not going to give anything away, but there might be something coming. I don't want to spoil anything for people. Look, the Butch thing is amusing, but it's so bad it's good. I would rather that Pete Dunne was just good.
And the obvious one, just call Walter.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, I've got used to Gunther now, but if they went, he's changing to Walter again, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Walter's such a badass name. It's like a tough old man, like grizzled guy.
I'd never thought, as a Bash Street Kid aficionado growing up, that I'd have read the Beano and then thought, Walter's a terrifying name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of Walter the Softie from, I think, Dennis the Menace.
Walter from The Big Lebowski, terrifying man.
Yes.
Yeah, pulling guns on people at the bowling alley.
About the rules. If you haven't watched that film, go and watch it. I watched it. It's one of those films I watched way too late and was like, guys, has everyone seen this film?
It's my favourite film of all time.
Really?
That and Drive and Predator.
That's right. You have some taste.
That's my top three. It's a very unique trio.
How's Prey? You going to see that?
It's really good. Yeah, I watched it on Disney Plus this weekend. It's disgusting. Like, there's so much like animals just getting skinned and stuff. But it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good film.
Check it out. Yeah. Final question today comes from Tuna Gaming, who says, Andy Murray and King of Kazoo, Adam Wilborn.
You told me I didn't need the eel!
I may have lied about that.
The eel missed the metro, so he's going to be late anyway.
he had a bank holiday weekend as well.
The eel was drinking heavy, baby. Yeah, he was literally swimming in booze.
He was so drunk, he was jellied. That's one for our London viewers there.
And after that, he did a conger.
With Kurt Angle due one last match, what about Master Gable versus Sensei Angle? Passing him the torch match, but after Otis jumps Angle, then boom, music hits. Jason Jordan, the bastard eel son of Kurt, returns student versus ex-student.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah.
But I think Kurt and Jason Jordan are physically incapable of doing that.
Kurt looked great last night.
It was nice having him on TV as well, wasn't it? Like, Pittsburgh, one thing I really enjoy about this Triple H era, and I enjoy it broadly, I really like how they treat people in their hometowns now. It's not just like...
it was such an obvious open goal.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's easy. It's so easy to just treat people with respect in their hometowns. And occasionally you can do the hometown loss, but don't do it every time. Yeah. If Vince was still here, Veer would have beaten Kurt Angle up.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, your Olympic gold medal, I'm gonna...
Yeah, they make him take some ridiculous bump. By the way, we don't say this enough. Angelo Dawkins looked bloody phenomenal last night. That pounce on Otis was incredible.
That's a large man to be hitting a pounce on as well. Impressive.
Was it Byron Saxton he nearly hit? I thought he was done for, basically.
Go ahead, praise Angelo Dawkins. Like, you know, the less celebrated members of tag teams are often incredible themselves.
Exactly.
He's doing a really good job of them.
But yeah, I'm from all the reports I've read, and I haven't read recent ones, Jason Jordan seems to be very happy doing what he's doing backstage. It obviously sucks that he was, you know, taken in his prime so early.
He's never going to wrestle again, I don't think. Like Kurt
Same with Kurt, probably.
Yeah, Kurt recently said that, look, Jason still has a lot of trouble with his neck and stuff.
Yes.
So, like, logically, right, story-wise, this is really good. This is a really good idea.
Him and Chad Gable in the ring together was money last night. But yes.
But yeah, you can't do it. No, can't do it. Chad rules. I'm glad he's getting some shine.
Don't shoosh a shoosher. Why did that pop me so much?
Every time he like mixes his delivery up a little bit. Shoosh, please. Shoosh.
Shoosh, please.
Yeah, he's so funny. I love him. Really
let's move on to today's and finally.
Shoosh.
And Andy Murray, I think I might have found the greatest selfie of all time.
What you got?
It's not got a croc in it though.
Oh.
But it does have AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, and the man who normally takes the selfies. It's on his phone. Theory. There you go, from a live show over the weekend, I think it was. Thank you to everyone who sent this to us saying, have you seen this? Well, now we have, because I like Styles' face there.
I'm surprised.
I'm gonna make that my background on my phone. Just like that.
I'm surprised AJ Styles knows how to take a selfie. He strikes me as the kind of guy who's only got a phone that has a camera on one side, so he has to turn it backwards and be like...
Yeah, because if he had it on both sides, he'd see the curvature of the Earth. And then, like, yeah. Right, let's just go. Let us know your thoughts on whether or not the Earth's flat in the comment section.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't just have banter. Come on, calm down. Let us
How
know
about the ice wall?
So we're in a big glass dome, guys. Work it out.
That used to be such easy bait on Twitter. You could just tweet anything about the flat Earth, right? And a bunch of numpties would descend upon you. I got one time. I was like, I can't remember. I made some stupid joke about flat Earth or whatever. Someone called me a sphere cuck. There you go.
Hey, if the Earth's round, how does that explain the flat fuck? Flat. Sorry, Nicholas. It's right at the end.
You can't just drop a flat fuck in the video, man.
That's two. Write down two. Two. Flatty. How does that explain the... Doesn't matter. Joke. I've lost the joke.
If the Earth is flat, how do you explain the flat?
Yeah. Explain that, huh? Truthers. Right, let us know in the comments.
Sphere cucks.
Let us know in the comments below. Not about that, about the stories we talked about. What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, the Daily Wrestling Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. At WhatCulture WWE for Twitter questions. Watch there. Follow both of us. Follow Andy Murray at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Honduras, which is part of the spherical Earth.
Indeed. You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. But for now, thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for joining us. And we see you soon.
Wilson Palacios. He was from Honduras.
He was, yeah.
There you go.